So a little bit about the CED. Hopefully most of you know this, right? We are a nonprofit development corporation representing Will County and its municipalities. Our services are free to public and private companies that are looking to locate or grow here in Will County. And funding for the CED comes still largely from the private sector. We're about 2/3 privately funded, so the support of the people in this room very much makes our work possible. Thank you. Our mission, as it has been, to promote a better quality of life in Will County by recruiting companies here, improving the tax base, and helping new and existing companies grow in this space. Special thank you to our sustaining investors. These are people who have been with us a long time and invest significantly in this organization. Your support is both needed and very much appreciated. Going to dive into economic update here. And again, this part I'll go through pretty quickly, but a couple of things I want to call out here. Population did cross 700,000 in the latest census estimate. That matters to me. And if there's anybody in the room here from Lake County today, we're coming for you. We're going to catch you soon. Gross regional product now over $42 billion. Unemployment remains stable. Median household income, first time this year, crossed the $100,000 threshold. Again, might seem nominal, matters to me. Employment is up, home building remains steady, and job creation remains extraordinary. So you've seen me use numbers like this in the past. This is updated with the latest data from Bureau of Labor Statistics. Over the last 5 years, Will County is still number one in Illinois, adding now 17,900 jobs. Cool, right? But I've been thinking about this. Okay, number one in Illinois. How are we doing amongst our peers? So I decided to take a look at our border states, and I'm going to say Michigan's going to catch a stray here. Water border, it's fine, right? It's not only more jobs than any county in Illinois. It's more jobs than any county in Wisconsin, any county in Missouri, any county in Kentucky, any county in Michigan, and all but one in Indiana and Iowa, and I'm going to tell you, they barely got us. Do not tell me that Illinois cannot compete and that Illinois is not still the capital of the Midwest. We are competing, we do it every day, and we are winning here in the whole Midwest. That matters. One more quick Illinois comment. I know a lot of you probably sit around, read Site Selector magazine. It's the coolest, I know. They just came out with their 2024 business climate rankings. Right? Business climate rankings. Historically, Illinois has not performed all that well here. Right? Guess what? This year, 2024, top 10, ninth in the country. And do you know why? Because they actually take into account what's happening on the ground. Christy alluded to it. Number 2 in the nation for corporate site selection relocation. Chicagoland region, number 1, 11 straight years in site selection nationally. Illinois is doing great, and when you take into account what happens here on the ground, we are winning, and it matters. So it's fabulous. Couple of charts specifically for one person. You know who you are. The woo guy, yeah. We talk about the job growth, and I want to kind of thread this into what's happening with our population and kind of where we need to go going forward. These are our job postings over the last few years. I will say for all the job growth, it's starting to cool a little bit. People that are trying to hire, I hope it's getting just a wee bit easier for you. We see that wages are still up. They've really elevated over the last couple of years, starting to stabilize, right? And number of jobs is starting to stabilize. We're still above historical averages, and we're trending right about in line with the nation on this, right? Not the crazy number, 12 million of job openings nationally that we had before, but still, 7.5 million nationally, well above the average, but moderating. Things are getting cooler. That said, Will County's still adding a lot of jobs, right? 17,900 jobs in 5 years. We're not seeing that reflected in our labor force yet. right? The people that actually live here in Will County, it's up. We're doing good. 378,000 record. Woo. But this is a place where we still need to add people. This is a place where we still need to be thinking about what we're doing to position Will County for future success, which segues me into housing. You know this, right? I've talked to you about this before. Will County, number one in the state of Illinois in single-family homes over the last 5 years, 6,800 units, continues to be true. Right? We're still performing well in that space. You also know that for all the homes we're adding, still tough out there, right? Inventories are down, and when inventories are down, there's not enough houses to sell. I know we've got some realtors in the room right now, right? Not enough houses to sell. Home sales down, right? Unsurprising. Not a lot of inventory. Sales are down. And prices continue to accelerate. This is something that hasn't moderated quite as much as I would have expected it to this year. Prices are up about 40% from pre-COVID to today. And this is something we're all aware of. We all feel this. But it's not just home prices that are up, right? Rents are up too. And rents are up significantly over this time. We've seen rents accelerate 25, 27% for the whole multifamily market over this time. And understand some of those are controlled, right? So those get muted a little bit. The reality is rents are up a lot. And I want to really talk about the other side of housing. We've been a little one-sided in this space for a while. We're dominating in multifamily. And to put this, or in single family, and to put this into context, going back to 2000, Will County's added about 6,000 multifamily units. Cool. We've added 66,000 single-family homes in that time. Right? To put that into a more modern context, you might say, Doug, that's not fair. Back in the 2000s, we weren't just leading the Illinois, we were leading the country in single-family. Fair enough. So let's look at post-financial crisis, right? The last 15 years, we've added 16,000 single-family homes and only 4,000 multifamily. We're still building 80% single-family. At the same time, our multifamily, year in, year out, full. I want to make a comparison here. So when we look at multifamily housing stock, who are our peers? Who should we be thinking about? And I want to talk about DuPage County, Lake County. These are suburban communities around us, a little bit bigger than us, but also these are the ones that are a little bit ahead of us on income, a little bit ahead of us on corporate headquarters, a little bit ahead of us in terms of places for young people, young talent to live. Comparatively, Will County is at 13% countywide share of multifamily housing stock. To put this in context, just to catch Lake, just to get to that 22%, we would need to add 30,000 multifamily units before we build one more single-family home. This is something that, for us, continues to be a priority as a community that's been incredibly successful at job creation and incredibly successful on one side of the housing market. We need to focus on the other side. If we're going to continue creating jobs, continue growing our commercial districts, we need more of this stuff. And let's be honest, our residents like stuff. Right? They like things, they like places, they like restaurants, they like retail, they like service providers. As an economic developer, we love those things too. If we're going to continue to get those and we're going to continue to grow, we need to talk candidly about diversifying our housing market, and we need to do it now. It's already too late. That's why every time somebody builds one of these, I will stand on one of these stages and celebrate it until you kick me out. Tell me. But this is something, in Lockport, adding another 320 units in an already strong commercial district. This will continue to solidify the strength of that. We need places for our young people to live. We need places for people when their kids are out in their own houses to live and stay in their communities. But mostly, we need a way to grow Will County, continue to grow our workforce, continue to support the job creation that's already on the ground here. As I transition away from this, I'm going to talk about a couple of property classes briefly, but I want to talk about this in multifamily. That 95% occupancy number, I didn't chart it for a reason. I like to make charts. It's flat. It's a flat line. For the last 15 years, it's always right there. And what that tells me is that this is enough time to clean a place when somebody moves out, put somebody back in it, and off you go. They are full. This space is full, and it's something that the demand is clearly there. Rents, on average, countywide, and this includes senior housing and other types of multifamily, about $1.82 a square foot. To put that into context, right? 1,000 square foot, one-bedroom apartment, $1,800 a month. These are not cheap. Right? This is not inexpensive housing we're talking about. And it is a huge growth opportunity if we're going to continue to grow this place. Down from the soapbox. Okay. A couple of other property classes. Will County retail. Good year. 125 new leases, 500,000 square feet, 97% occupancy. We always used to use the tagline, like, what happens here isn't happening everywhere else. That's not happening everywhere else. Our retail spaces continue to be full. Last year we passed $12 billion in retail sales in this county, which is just a stunning number. Thank you for coming to Will County and spending, including this morning. But we're doing fabulous in that space. Office continues to perform well. Again, a good number of leases this year. Occupancy still above 93% here in Will County. Industrial, I'm just going to touch on briefly, about 170 leases this year for 13 million square feet. We are starting to see occupancy slip a little in this space. Not terribly surprising. You've seen me talk about what happened in industrial after the rate hikes, right? The red line there is when rates started to rise. And you really saw new builds in this county start to tail off. And they have kind of hit a point where they've hit the floor and back up to 5 million under construction in Q4 2024. We're seeing signs that market is healing, but more to come in future years there. I want to jump into project activity, and I want to start here. I'm sure that by now, most of you have seen the news of Lion suspending their operations in Joliet. I want to start by saying, and Christy alluded to some of this, and frankly, she was around for some of this. I was proud to be part of the team that attracted Lion to Illinois and to Will County. We knew then this was a new industry, this was innovation, and it came with risk. Every project that we work on here comes with some form of risk. This is true of the new industries in particular. I will tell you, Christy alluded to Goshen and Cy Quantum. I was so excited to work those projects. For those, some of you know, Will County was a finalist on both of those, and I am delighted that they chose Northeastern Illinois. Both new industries, both innovative industries. We ultimately don't know what scale they're going to reach, but projects like Lion and Goshen and Cy Quantum demonstrate that Will County and Northeastern Illinois are competitive, that we can win these deals, and that we can continue to work through them. Look, and there are big opportunities for wins. You don't always know which one's going to win, right? We're here in Bolingbrook. Bolingbrook is the home of our largest manufacturer. It's WeatherTech, right? Do you think anybody back then said, I bet that little floor mat manufacturer becomes the biggest thing we've got going, right? Right? You don't know. If WeatherTech's in the room, congratulations on all your success. Hi, Dave. But we take risks on these projects. We invest in these projects. And it's important that we continue to do so. Our job as the CED is to continue to position Will County and northeastern Illinois to be successful in innovative spaces. That's how we diversify economies. That's how we grow. That's how we lead in the next generation of projects. And we will continue to do that. We don't know what the outcome of this is. If there's a transition with Lion, great. We look forward to working with them on that. If the outcome isn't what we want, we've got a great building and a great location that's outfitted for manufacturing to go market, and we'll do that. We'll get it done. But either way, I thought it was important to address this. This was a big story for us over the course of the last couple years. It's mattered to us, and we will continue to work through it. From there, I want to talk about some other manufacturing that landed in Will County this year. Some of these, you've heard about NLX Beverage Solutions Open in New Lenox. These guys are fabulous. They are producing large aseptic beverages for institutional use. My hospital friends, I'm sure they'd like to have you as a customer, but also make the super cool flavors for the refresher drinks at Starbucks and Dunkin' and keep people happy in the summertime. Up at Dawn in Mokina, a new bakery. So you get your beverages in New Lenox, swing over to Mokina, get all of the... We had an office argument about whether these are muffins or cupcakes. If anybody wants to jump in on this, knock yourselves out. But that food production industry, employs 4,000 people in Will County. Food manufacturing is a big sector for us, and so we're happy to see that grow. PQ Corporation in Joliet, really cool company. They produce silicas that go in all kinds of stuff. Things from concrete to toothpaste to drinking water to tires to biofuels. They invested in new lab space in Joliet so that they continue to expand on their capabilities there. And then, of course, Voortman Steel, which just opened or just broke ground in Mokina. This was a Netherlands-based steel manufacturer that was present there and did an expansion just this year, and we're really excited to see them growing. It's a cool company. The Invenergy Center of Excellence here in Bolingbrook, we've alluded to this before. There's a lot going on in that building, but most importantly, the thing that I want to call out here, Invenergy is a Chicago headquartered energy company, right? They're going to use this facility for some production, maintenance, all of their training, backup control center, a lot going on here. But this project doesn't happen without the regional partnership that Christy mentioned. This is something that GSEP brought to my door well over a year before it was completed. They were looking for a space to make this happen. I have to say we are now a little more than a year and a half into the Greater Chicagoland Economic Partnership. And when it comes to the city of Chicago and the surrounding counties working together to get deals done, to market this place, to understand our region through research and planning, it has been truly extraordinary. I know we have some of the WBC team here today and some of the GSEP folks here today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being partners. And we're really excited to continue that work. In addition to manufacturing, we do have fun things. Hollywood Casino Joliet continues to move forward on their construction. I'm not sure we got a firm opening date from them, so like next week or something, head down. No, maybe the end of next year, but really exciting project kicking off the Rock Run project area. And I will say, I talked about multifamily earlier. They are pouring the foundations, I think now, for phase 1 of the multifamily project at that site. I want to say phase 1 is 260 units. So City of Joliet and Rock Run, I see you. Thank you for developing that at that site. In addition to that area, the Olympic Boulevard extension is now complete. This is access to the Rock Run project from the east, so off of Humboldt Road behind JJC. An important piece of infrastructure. The City of Joliet helped push that forward. And then the I-55 and 59 interchange is also open there. As you see, we've learned to hire for aerial photography. It's really cool. It's really fabulous to see that progress happening out there. I-80, I got to tell you, a few years ago, when we heard we had funding for this, I'm not sure we would have believed we are as far as we are today, right? We continue to see that project move forward, more than $1 billion of investment in Will County. It's well overdue. And I will say, have any of you driven like I-80 east of Joliet lately? Get out towards Briggs. Doesn't it feel like wide open and safe and kind of amazing, right? I'm really enjoying what's happening out there. It's a hugely important project for us, and it continues to move forward. In addition to that, in support of this project, IDOT opened a new disadvantaged business resource center here in Will County in Shorewood. If you didn't know that we are the epicenter of transportation and infrastructure development in this state, like one of these existed here, and it was in downtown Chicago. It was important enough with the investment that was happening down here to open this here. That's fabulous. Staying on the infrastructure space, I just want to give a little bit of credit here. The Grand Prairie Water Commission, the communities that are involved in this, Shanahan, Crest Hill, Joliet, Minooka, Romeoville, Shorewood, Governmental League, Will County, the people that are supporting this. This is so important. It is an absolute minimum requirement that we have reliable water if we're going to do development in this region. These communities saw a problem, identified it, got on board, took risk, real risk, to start developing this and working on this project. I'm going to say they're still completely on schedule for 2030, and I believe that to be true. Although if anybody in the room wants to question me, do it after. A couple of other fun things. Congratulations to the Village of Peatone. They've been launching Downtown Redevelopment Project, had a little grand opening. It looks incredibly cold, but congratulations for doing that. KidsWorks Children's Museum in New Lenox is open, and it really driving people to that downtown core. This is one of those community-led projects that I think is working incredibly well in downtown New Lenox. Congratulations to the Village of Shorewood for the groundbreaking on their YMCA. Talk about a cold day. I think I saw Cece around here earlier. Good job to that team for pulling that off on a tough day, and to Shorewood for investing and delivering a project that I know your residents are going to love. To our neighbors in Romeoville, Mercedes of Romeoville just opened in the last week or so. So, if anybody leaves here feeling really high on the fortunes of Illinois and Will County, you can get you a Mercedes in Romeoville just down the road on the way back. Also go buy a Mercedes. And I'm so excited to say that right here where we're sitting, the Live Golf Tournament, which came here for the first time in 2024, will be back in 2025 at Bolingbrook Golf Club. This event, if you didn't make it out, so different than a regular golf tournament than what you've seen. It's a lot of fun, and I will encourage you to come out next year. It's going to be great. A couple of things as we sort of start to round this up. First and foremost, this is a picture from the ribbon cutting for the Social Justice Initiative building at Governor State University earlier this year, and in a total juxtaposition, that was a blazing hot day. I can't believe everybody looks that good in that picture. The Social Justice Initiative facility was an initiative of Dr. Cheryl Green. Cheryl's been an incredible partner and advocate for her institution and for the surrounding communities from day one. For those of you that don't know, this will also be Dr. Green's last annual report as president of Governor State, as she has announced her retirement. Cheryl, thank you so much for all you've done for the university, for the community, and for the CED. Your support has been extraordinary, and you will be terribly missed. Also, this guy's leaving. Oh, wait, no. Dr. Johnson, our chair, our partner on so many initiatives. And for those of you that don't know, my former teacher in grad school, and the first guy to look at me and be like, yeah, he should teach economics. Let's hire him. You can't win them all, bud. Dr. Johnson will also be retiring this year after, I think it's 11 years at USF, 12 years at USF. He's been an incredible servant leader for this community, an incredible partner for us, and on a personal note, a tireless advocate for me and cheerleader. Thank you. You will be missed. Thank you.